Hey everyone, my name is Marissa. Welcome to my channel. I am so honored and excited to be holding space with you guys today. These readings that we've conducted are amazing. They are so incredibly powerful. And before we get into all of that fun juiciness, I'm really excited to introduce you guys this amazing brand called Ana Luisa. You may have heard of them before. You may have heard of me talk about them before. I will probably be talking about them for years to come. Ana Luisa is an amazing company that creates high quality, elegant jewelry pieces that are affordable. And not only that, they're extremely environmentally conscious and have pages on pages of their sustainability efforts, goals, and accomplishments. And they currently have a special collection of jewelry pieces that represent different personalities. So spirit, earth, water, fire, light, and air. And I chose their earth pendant because, of course, Virgo, but also because nature is church, and she is our greatest teacher, and she's always changing and moving, and in so doing, she nudges us to place our sense of identity in what is true and changeless. And she teaches us that to move in harmony with nature is to align with our perfect part in this life. And I just also love this pendant because I have a deep reverence for plants and herbs, our nourishment and our medicine. And I'm sure that some of you, if not most of you, are aware that some species have been used for centuries as tools to help us expand our consciousness and for deep healing. So wink to the little mushroom. And Ana Luisa seems to always have some sort of sale going on, but even outside of their sales, I have a discount code that you can use that will get you 20% off your purchases. And these personality pendants can be very thoughtful and super cute gifts for loved ones. So if you are interested in checking out the personality pendants or just checking out what they have in general, everything is in the description box. Check out that top link at the very top of my description box. And yeah, super excited about these readings. There are 3 groups for you to choose from today. And within each group are 3 aspects we're diving into. The first is how people see you / your first impression. The next is how you make others feel. And lastly is the main role you are here to play in the lives of others. So when you are feeling ready, we're going to dive right into these readings. Hi, group number 1. Welcome to your reading all about the value you bring into the lives of others. There are 3 aspects to this reading today. The first is how people see you or their first impression of you. The next is how you make others feel the more they get to know you. And the last is the main role you are here to play in the lives of others. Okay, so very excited for this spread. Just put it together off the whim right now. I knew I wanted to do like a value spread, but yeah, super excited about how it came together. You can stick around for the shuffling portion, or you can skip straight ahead to where the reading begins. So we're calling on the guides of those that are overseeing those group of souls that are drawn to this pile today. So how do people see group 1? What's their first impression of group 1, please? What is people's first impression, for the most part, of group number 1, please? First impression, group number 1. Okay. Oops. A lot of messages coming through already. Okay, how does group number 1 make others feel? How does group number 1 make others feel? Okay. How does group number 1 make others feel? Okay, and lastly, what is the main role group number 1 is here to play in the lives of others? The main role group 1 is here to play. Okay, let's get started. So how do people see group number 1? What's their first impression of you? We have the spider. We have nightingale. People see you as someone with a very unique truth, a very authentic way of expressing yourself. People see you as someone that is very driven by destiny, or very driven by a higher purpose. That is a better way of saying that. You're a hard worker is what people would say about you, what people think of you. They feel that they like listening to you. They feel that what you have to say is important. People feel that you're quite a catch. And I feel like overall there's a sense of being enamored by who you are and by the wisdom that you share. There's a lot about speaking here with a nightingale, or singing even. Something about expression, how you express yourself, and how you are kind of like weaving the web of your destiny and weaving the web of your life is very inspiring to others. Definitely getting a teacher vibe right off the bat. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. Right away, I'm kind of getting that you take like the anxieties of the world and just like the darkness you've been through, and somehow that is what propels you forward on your path in some way. That might be how you help heal the planet, or in some way the work that you do, your dharma has to do with helping people put into perspective their fears and helping people work past their fears in some way. And the reason you can do that is because you've been through some stuff, right? I feel like people just assume you've been through things that are kind of tough because you have this like wisdom about you that is not common for people that maybe, I don't know, it might be your age or something, or just like people definitely assume that you've been through a lot in order to have the wisdom and the life perspective that you have. You're very charming is what people get right off the jump. You might have a really great like placement in Libra, like planet with Libra placement, or your Venus might be very good in general. Your Mars too. But just getting that you're very charming and people like to be around you. Yeah, people see, I saw this flip over when I was shuffling and I thought, yeah, people want to like wife you up or daddy you up. I don't know, what's the word? They want to marry you. People just want you in their life long term. You make life seem like a celebration, a lot of fun, right? People feel that you would be a lot of fun to be around and to like go out with, make a family with, build a home with, that anything with you would be really fun. Three of Swords, so more of that indication that you've been through a lot in order to have the perspective and the perceptions in life that you do. Excuse me. I feel that, you kind of like are real in your expression. You keep it real. You're not super surface level, which people really appreciate. And you talk about shit that's real. You talk about stuff that matters. You talk about the human experience and growth. And I feel like you kind of wear your heart on your sleeve in the sense that more and more you're more okay with being vulnerable and less like putting on a show, for other people, like pretending this facade. There's a song that I love. It's called Beige by Yokelore, and it starts off like, I don't want to see you smile. I want to see you in the morning before you start performing. And I think that's so beautiful. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Like, you don't put on a performance for other people. You're just kind of like, as much as you can, who you are at all times. And it helps other people accept themselves more as well. We have the Knight of Pentacles. People see you as very driven. That's really clear. There's a lot of like, you might have some strong earth in your chart. in various places, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, because I am just getting overall, we have a lot of earth energy, a lot of energy that suggests that you're very about your business. You're really much about like what you're here for, your soul's purpose. You're very intentional with your time, with where you see yourself going in life, very committed to something. And again, I feel like you don't really care how it looks, the container, the vehicle, or like the job, the career, the role. You don't really care about the role so much as you do like people just see you as being someone that is like, what you do in life has meaning. What you do in life means something to you. It's bigger and much more important than just making money, right? And lastly, we have the Three of Wands. So people see you as someone that's like really going places in life. Their first impression is that you're well traveled, or that you like can travel well, you dress well. You feel very exciting. You feel very adventurous. You feel very like different, very rare, honestly, is what I'm getting. And again, someone that people feel like they want to adventure with, that you would be fun to do life with, that you make experiences more fun. You don't bring drama, right? You don't bring a lot of drama. And I feel like people really miss you when you're gone, pile number one. You leave a really good impression with people, whether it's, no matter how many interactions they've had with you, no matter how deep they've been. I feel like the deeper your interactions get with people, the more people are just like, whoa, like this person has so much value. Like this person is just like so rare. This person is so real. I feel so good and seen and accepted around this person. Not only, like the more you spend time with people, the deeper you go, the more they feel that, right? But even in just like first impressions, you make a really good first impression again, because you're not trying, right? You're not trying to perform. There's a lot of night energy here. The court cards that are coming up are both knights. So that tells me that you're just getting started. People are like, this person, they're not new at this. It's not like a page energy, but at the same time, you have this wisdom about you that is beyond your years, but people also recognize that you're going places. Like they're like, this person is going so far. This person is only getting started. And yeah, with your heart guiding your way, with your charm, with your wit, your wisdom, etc., embracing all aspects of the human experience, people are like, yeah, this person is like doing some pretty dope shit, for sure. So how do you make others feel? Pile number one. We have the Hunter in reverse. We have the Orphan. And we have Eros. Yeah, you make people fall in love. People fall in love with you. Or they just have deep love for you when they meet you. And I feel like you're someone that is not pushy, right? You make people feel like they can come to you. You're not someone that like, I feel like makes people feel bad about who they are, or you're not someone that would expect someone to change or want someone to change who they are. I feel like you're very come as you are to people. You make people feel like they have a place that they finally belong. Like people feel very seen in your presence. People feel that, who they are as they are. I feel like you see past people's like flaws or insecurities or what they might consider a flaw. You see past it. Like you might notice it, group one, but I feel like you don't care. And you give people a place that feels like home, even temporarily. I feel like you just offer a space. You're spacious, and you offer people room to breathe. And yeah, I feel like you motivate people. People feel like they can do anything, with you or because of you. There's something about your expression that makes people feel that they don't have to try so hard in life, that things can come to them. They don't have to live from this place of this unworthiness wound. They can simply exist, and the more they exist, the more naturally they become that version of self that deep down they always have wanted to be. There's a lot of acceptance that you invite other people to experience about themselves. And yeah, there's so much self-love that is coming through. You make people feel that life is just this big poem, this journey. There's something here about like, people just feel like life is just a journey. Pile number one just reminds me life is just this journey that's unfolding, and it's all beautiful. It's all necessary. It's like a movie. Like your life is a movie, and you help remind other people that life is just a play, and it's all adventurous, and it all matters. You help people see through a rose-colored lens, which is not inherently negative. I feel like you help people through your wisdom put things, their life experiences in its proper perspective, right? So there's like, no matter what's happening, it's like there's always a positive spin. There's always a spin of wisdom that you touch your life experiences with, that you help others understand it in their life as well. But yeah, you really bring people into their heart group number 1. You really open people's heart, and people just have a really soft spot for you is what I'm feeling. You have 6 of Pentacles coming up. You make people feel that you don't take. You're not a taker. You're definitely someone that gives a lot in your dynamics, and people try to give back to you in the ways that they can. But yeah, you're very giving in the ways that are available to you. It doesn't have to do with money, but it could be maybe you pick up random gifts for people, or you send random messages to people, or like you write letters, or, you know, it's like the little things that you do. Group 1 goes a long way to make people feel that, wow, this person really cares about me. This person really thought about me, even if it's someone that you just met once, and you know, you find something at a store, you know you're going to see them again or something, you're like, hey, like I just saw this, like I thought of you when I saw this, like felt to get it to you, right? Maybe you do that. Maybe that's just a symbol for like you go above and beyond, not even trying to, but just naturally who you are, your heart just is like above and beyond what most people are used to from people. Very much so a giver. We have the Ace of Swords, so much more about clarity. You help people feel clear. You help people feel like everything's going to be okay. You help people feel like that they can win, that they can be victorious in life. All right. Next, we have the 10 of Wands. You help people feel that they're not in it alone. They don't have to carry this load by themselves. You help them feel that everything that they've been through, there's a reason for it, and you help them gain clarity around that. You help people zoom out and see things from the level of the soul and less of the level of the personality. Again, coming back to life is a play, life is a poem. It's all unfolding for your highest evolution. You help lighten people's load, even if it's not like you're actually in some way helping people out. Like, hey, like I know you've been tight on money this month. Like, hey, I felt inspired to like, you know, pick up your groceries. You know, I'm just getting such thoughtfulness from this group, and really like honoring, what is the golden rule? Honoring your neighbor as yourself, that kind of thing. And we have 6 of Swords. So you help people feel that things are going to turn out better than expected. You help people feel that no matter what's happening, it's always leading to calmer waters, right? And you just help people live life from this level of peace, all right? And this level of no matter what happens, I know I'm good. Next is the main role you're here to play in the lives of others. We have cracked open, rock bottom, surrendered to the alchemy of life. I would definitely say that you help people experience and honor all aspects of this human experience. You help people surrender to what they're here for. Their soul's blueprint is what I see with a spider. Right off the jump, the first card to come up is a card that is about honoring your soul's blueprint, and someone that is very intentional, someone that's lived many lifetimes to be able to awaken so deeply and so quickly within the darkness that you were surrounded by, from an early age. You cracked out of that. And so you know the alchemy of life, you know the mechanism of life and how she tries to grow us, and you help people lean into those lessons that life brings, and knowing that when we're not resisting those lessons, when we're leaning into the wisdom of nature, that's when life really starts to get fun. And so you help, the role you're here to play in the lives of others is communicating this in some way, is teaching this in some way, whether it's like something like this, or there's so many different ways. A fitness instructor, yoga instructors, Reiki masters. There's so many different ways. It doesn't even have to do with career too. In some way, I feel that you just help people surrender to the alchemization of life, the growing, the way that life grows us. Right? Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Yeah. You help people trust in life. You help people. I think you did have the trust card come up. Yeah. Trust and thrive. You really help people. The role that you're here to play is, I really am getting you're like a spiritual teacher in some way. This feels like a very spiritual pile. Someone that like honors the human experience and embraces their humanity, and in so doing feels much closer to the divine. You really help people to honor and to accept all aspects. It's like, I'm pretty sure this is still the quote on my tarot channel, but the Law of One is a really cool channeled text. And one of my favorite quotes from that channeled material is, know yourself, accept yourself, become the creator. And so the bridge between knowing yourself, so knowing about the flaws and insecurities and also your gifts and talents that you came in with, the bridge between knowing yourself and then becoming the creator, to where you just feel like life is living through you and you're not doing, it's just like happening. The bridge is acceptance. Okay. And so you help people accept where they're at. You help people relax, and you help people release this tightness, release the rigidity around their heart, and to come out of their mind and into their heart. And the reason you can help people do that is because you've done it, right? And you have this deep trust about life that can't help but pour into other people. High priest, intended to create. Yeah, you're creating with the force of the universe itself. It's like you're helping people open their heart, release rigidity, and in so doing, it's almost like they barely have to lift a finger and life is unfolding. I feel like that's your experience, and that's what you teach on. That's what you help other people come to terms with as well. That life can be fun. Life can be this beautiful unfolding, that life is always working in our highest interest if only we just could catch the wave that is coming when it's coming, to not try to duck under, to not try to avoid it, but to catch the wave as it's coming, to ride that wave out. And, I feel like it's because you've been pummeled by waves before, when you haven't trusted the timing, when you haven't trusted, that you're supposed to be moving in this direction, no matter the imposter syndrome that might exist, etc. You've done that, and you're going to help other people. Or maybe this is part of your path, what you are here to do, but this is the value that people are already recognizing in you. So to some degree, you're already doing this, group number 1. Next, we have the 9 of Cups. So you're here to help people feel peace. You're here to help people find peace within themselves, and to come to a place where it doesn't really matter. Yeah, true spiritual teacher. It doesn't really matter what's happening on the outside, as long as you feel a certain way about yourself, right? That's what matters. And that's something that's a peace that surpasses all understanding. That's finding the kingdom first, and then all else will be added unto you. Okay, so yeah, you help people learn how to navigate their life from the heart, right? And you help people when it comes to choosing directions. In some way, you inspire people to choose more brighter timelines, right? Timelines that are in alignment with their soul's blueprint. The role you're here to play is like a homie, a friend, someone that just gets me, someone that I feel like, this is what other people would say, I feel like I learned so much from group number 1, but also I just feel like they're me. I just feel like they're so relatable. Like there's this recognition of your wisdom, but also a recognition that you're just like everyone else. There's no hierarchy. Even though I feel like people have mad respect for you, group number 1, it's like that respect is deepened because you don't put yourself on a pedestal, because you don't see yourself. You're very human, and you know that you're very human. Again, you embracing all of your humanity actually makes you experience more of the divine, and it makes people see you as so wise. It's this weird dichotomy, right? And you're just a really good friend. You're a really good person in the lives of others. Wow, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So we have the 9 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles. This energy is so beautiful. Like people want to be in your community. People want to be a part of what you're building. People love like taking class with you or from you, or people love, getting a cup of coffee with you. People love being in your field. People love, getting to come to your events, whatever you're doing. People love it, and people love what you're putting together. And I feel that the role you're here to play is to, help people. Again, there's a big sense of belonging that you help other people feel in life. So the role you're here to play in the lives of others, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Follow your heart, follow your gut, follow what lights you up. There's so much here about transformation, right? You're here to help people become who they came here to be, which is less about becoming something and more about removing all that gets in the way of that, all of the ideas and the ways that we have convinced ourselves that we're not that already. And so you help people expand through leaning into those pockets of discomfort, through leaning into those things that inspire us that might feel too out of our reach or a little bit out of our reach, but you inspire other people to go for it anyways in some way. It's part of your work, part of your dharma is you're doing this already. And you help people realize that, wow, I can do anything. I can go anywhere. I can be anyone. And a big part of that is because they are witnessing you do that. They are witnessing your glow up with each passing day, with each passing week, with each passing month. They're witnessing you become more and more yourself. You become more confident in your skin, and just how life just seems to be created for you, and just how, there's so much here about just like being in awe of what is possible. And you help people, like you're a true like master, my friends. Like you really are a true beacon of what is possible in this life. You are a true beacon of hope. You are a true light worker. You are a true indigo, someone that is really here to be a living, breathing example of new earth and heaven on earth. And you're doing it, and you're helping other people do it as well. So much fire energy. We have the King of Wands coming up. So you could have some masculine energy that you're working with, whether or not you're male bodied, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of masculine energy that continues to come up throughout this reading, whether you're male or female, again, doesn't matter. I know a lot of feminines or female bodied individuals that have a lot of masculine energy, me being one of them. You're just a firecracker, you know. You could have some Sag in your chart for sure, and like significant placements or ninth house placements. Honestly, any fire element, but I am, from the beginning, I was picking up strong Sag and strong earth energy. But yeah, overall, you're crushing it in this life. You are definitely a teacher of teachers. You are a divine channel, a divine bridge between higher ideals and what's possible on this earth plane. I feel that you are just weaving a web in the most beautiful way, and people in whatever way are so stoked to be doing life with you. It just seems like as time seems to progress in this 3D reality, it's just getting better for you. It's just getting better. You're just becoming much more confident in your skin, in yourself, and and your role as a teacher. You know, your inevitable role as a teacher. You know, this was built into your blueprint. So, you know, you're doing it, group number one. I'm really proud of you. I can feel the pride that your higher self has for you in this lifetime. Your ancestors have for you. Your descendants are going to be so stoked to, you know, to have you, to call you grandma, to call you mom, if that's, or dad, grandpa, if that's part of your path in this life. But overall, people are just like stoked to know a human like you exists, and you bring so much hope into the lives of others, because again, you are living, breathing archetype that you can live life on your own terms. Super unplugged from the matrix. You know, even if you have like a traditional job, it's because you want to be there, and it doesn't feel like you're tapped in to the same, you know, sleep kind of consciousness that a lot of people exist in. You're literally awake. You are on fire. You're transformative by your very nature, and you are a beautiful teacher, and you bring so much value. I cannot even begin to express how much value that you're bringing in the lives of other people. So thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being who you are. If this was your pile today, let's leave a little bird, a blue bird, or any, I don't know if there's a bird down below or like what color the birds are, but leave a bird down below to signify you're here for group number one. If there's nothing else you want to share, and I do hope I see you on my channel again soon. Make sure to check out Ana Luisa. All links are in my bio if you're wanting to check out this beautiful jewelry. Gonna focus. All right, maybe not. All right, bye you guys. Much love. Hi, group number two. Welcome to your reading about the value you bring to the lives of others. I had so much fun with group number one. This was something that I knew I wanted to do this topic, but the like sections of the spread came to me like literally right before I hit record on pile number one. So very excited, very powerful reading in store. I can already feel it for you guys too. You're welcome to stick around for the shuffling portion, or head to my description box. You can skip past the shuffle and head right into the reading. We're calling upon the guides of those souls that will be drawn to this group today, group number two. We're asking, please Spirit, how do people see group number two? What's their first impression? Interesting. Yeah, there's three sections. How people see you, how you make others feel, and the last is the main role you're here to play in the lives of others. Okay, so let's get more details, please, Spirit, on what is the first impression that people get from pile number two. How do people see pile number two? Okay, next is how do you make other people feel? Group number two. How do you make other people feel? How does group two make people feel? Cool. And let's get more with the tarot. How does group two make others feel? Okay, and lastly, the main role, pile number 2, is here to play in the lives of others. Main role. Main role, pile number 2, is here to play in the lives of others. We'll take it. Stick with those 2. Okay. All right, so 3 sections: how people see you / first impression, how you make others feel, and lastly, the main role you are here to play in the lives of others. All right, what's your value? Let's see. The value you bring. Pile number 2. We have spider. We have cheetah. You're moving quick, man. You are someone that is really intentional. It's crazy. This is the card that pile number 1 started with. I'm not going to say it too soon, but if maybe you were drawn to that pile as well, maybe check that out, group number 1. But I feel like you're someone that moves with the quickness. It's hard for people to keep up with you. I feel like that spans across many different layers of your existence, of who you are, your expression. I feel that intellectually you're above and beyond, spiritually you're above and beyond. I feel that you are, someone that is very intentional. This is what people see of you. Their first impression is that this person is moving quickly. This person is about their business. This person moves with purpose. This person is going places. I feel people just assume you're doing big things. People just assume you're doing work that is very meaningful to you, that is very purposeful, very driven, and someone that honestly is a force to be reckoned with. You are unstoppable, group number 2. I feel like the first impression is that you're kind of fiery, but also very grounded, okay? And I feel like people just see you moving a lot, or maybe you transform a lot, or their first impression is that you don't sit still, or you don't stick around one place for too long. They just see you as someone that's very driven, very forward moving. We have 2 of Swords. We have King of Pentacles. People see you as someone that dresses very well. They see you as someone that is successful. They assume you're successful. They assume that you're like a leader in some regards. People feel that you're very generous with your time, your energy, your resources maybe. People feel that you have a lot of choices, a lot of decisions in life, a lot of different pathways you can take. People feel that the world is your oyster probably. They see you and they're like, wow, this person literally could do anything they wanted. They could like have whatever lover they wanted. They just see you as someone that is like a real catch all around. We have the Knight of Wands. So people might also just assume that you're hard to tie down, you're hard to settle down, that you have a lot of options in terms of love, just also in terms of like creative pursuits. Again, there's like this very quick moving energy, but also very grounded. We're getting the King that is kind of giving the spider energy, and the cheetah is giving the Knight of Wands energy. So definitely someone, I feel overall though, that I always think of like, I always tend to think that this is just someone that is not ready to settle in life, or is not willing to settle in life. And this is just what people assume, that you're not going to settle for bare minimum in romance and career and anything. You're going to commit to those things that feel right to you. You're going to explore those things that feel right to you. You don't care about how people might perceive you, or you try not to more and more. People are like, wow, this person just like really does their own thing, marches to the beat of their own drum, etc. 5 of Swords. So people see you even when conflict hits you in life. People feel that you're always going to be victorious no matter what happens. People just think that you're going to be successful no matter what pathway you choose in life, and just see you just conquering challenges very gracefully, very effortlessly. When conflict does come, it seems to only make you better, group number 2. And lastly, we have the Nine of Cups coming up. People see that even though you are someone that could do well on their own, I am going to honor that it did come up in reverse. People see that you could do well on your own. You also do very well in a group setting, okay? And people are, I feel like their first impression is like, you might have this hyper-independent kind of like energy about you, which is not necessarily a negative thing. I feel that in a way, it's like people are like, I wish I knew this person more. I wish I could know this person more. People see you as like this code to crack, and like, that
you don't really need other people, is what I'm getting. And I feel that if anything, people, maybe you've had a lot of people in life really want to pursue you, like friendship wise, even relationally, even, you know, just like platonically is what I mean, and also romantically. I feel that you're really good on your own, and that's clear to other people too, and they just want to get to know you better. They're like, I just want to see what else, you know, can you share a cup with me, you know, like, we know you got it on your own, but like, you know, let's add that one more cup. Can I give my cup, and let's make this 10 of cups kind of thing. So how do you make others feel, group number 2? We have the desert. Yeah, you help people feel like they're coming out. It's coming up in reverse, so that's telling me you help people feel like they're coming out of a drought, that they're coming out of a dry spell. You ignite, you bring passion into people's lives, okay? And yeah, you make people feel like there's something to live for, that you help remind people that the fulfillment in life is not necessarily about making money to survive, to get by. It's about, what am I doing? What am I contributing to the planet? Yeah, you just reawaken the spark in other people. We have the Judge, how you make other people feel. Let's get deeper. We have 6 of Cups. We have Knight of Cups, a lot of Knight energy. We have the Lovers, and we have Knight of Swords. Yeah, so much Knight energy. So very similar to pile number 2 or pile number 1. I really am getting you're someone that is very accepting of other people. You help other people accept who they are as well. With all this Knight energy, I feel like you make people feel that, you know, life is always just getting better. Life is always leading us to more expansive opportunities. Life is always just giving us more opportunities to remove layers of protection, remove layers of rigidity in order to reveal the sweetness and the tenderness that lies underneath all of us, at the core of us. You help people's inner child to come alive. You help people, you help them realign with the dreams that they had when they were younger, the dreams that they might have given up on. You help remind people in some way that anything is possible. You're very charming. Okay, you make people feel very charmed in your presence. I'm almost getting like you're like a natural flirt maybe, and you make people feel like they want you in more ways than just platonic, you know. Regardless, you know, if you're in a relationship not, that's never stopped anyone, okay? We know that, but just saying that I feel that people feel very charmed by you. You have a very charming presence. Could have very strong Libra placement somewhere, a good Venus placement or something. But I feel that overall, you just help people feel like they're okay to be themselves. And that's the greatest gift that we can give to people. You help people feel that what they have to say matters. And you help people to go beyond the judge, the inner critic, and to align with, you know, I'm getting the judgment card even within this, like moving beyond the petty, the ego level of judgment and into the soul level of judgment, which is coming into oneself, which is letting the soul's blueprint express itself seamlessly through our vehicle, through who we came here to be. So I feel that overall, you just bring a sense of sweetness into people's lives and a sense of belonging and a sense of remembering why we are here, reawakening divinity. And I feel like overall, you're just a really good friend. Group number 2, you're someone that people, I feel like, feel that they've known for some time, for a long time. You have this old soul kind of energy, and you also help people see themselves in you as well. And I feel like you have a pretty dope story of like where you've been and where you are now, right? And you make people feel like kind of impulsive, you know, like not in a bad way, but you make people just like come so alive with the spirit and that anything is possible that they like wanted, I just almost said jump off a cliff, but like not like with a parachute, you know. Like you make people feel that anything is possible, and it is. And because you're probably living that kind of life in some way, to some degree. So next is the main role you play in the lives of others. We have perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. You help people see the bigger picture of life. You help people release. Again, releasing the judge is by being like, you know, none of this shit really matters. I feel like you're the type of person that reminds people in some way, life is too short. None of this matters. What lights you up? What actually makes you happy? It's not worth living life if you're not happy about, you know, A, B, C, and D. It's not worth, you know, trading your entire life for something, a career that doesn't matter. Like you help people zoom out of this 3D perspective, which can be so limiting when we're just focusing on the level of the 3D. And you help incorporate a multidimensional awareness, a multidimensional perspective of this human experience, which helps people breathe, which helps people feel divine clarity. And when we're operating and existing more within clarity, the way we move is different. The way we carry ourselves is different. The decisions we make is different. So overall, you're really helping people to see the bigger picture and to align with their highest timelines in each moment. We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Yeah, I really was. Even before, I was getting kind of like, almost like a big sister, big brother, maybe even motherly, paternal, maternal type of energy from this group. You make people feel that, like, I got you, like, I got your back, you're not in this alone. And you just breathe sweetness. I keep hearing sweetness into the lives of others. Shaolin master, be graceful in movement and action. Very action-oriented type of individual, but it's coming from a place of clarity. So it does seem very graceful when you move, how you make decisions. The risks that you take seem very calculated, like, things just seem to work out for you. And it's because, when I think of Shaolin masters, I think of, or like Qigong or Tai Chi or things like that, like Eastern types of practices, I think of how it's almost like spirit is moving them. They're not doing the moving. Spirit is moving them. Life is living them. Life is being breathed through this individual. And so I feel like the main role you would play in the lives of other people is you're here to show what it means to be moving in alignment with nature and her wisdom and the way, the Tao Te Ching. Check it out if you haven't heard about Tao, Tao, Te, Day, Ching, Ching. Really am getting this kind of vibe where you're like, really in flow with things. You help people see greater harmony and live in greater harmony with their life, and to not be so wishful about what they wish was different about their life. And you help people honor the cards that are in their hand, and in so doing, their life, they start to live life that is much more harmonious to them, much more harmonious in terms of their soul's blueprint. They live a life that just feels so like them, so organic to their soul's nature, to their soul's blueprint. Skyfather, trust in the unknown. These go hand in hand. So really letting life live through you. You help people feel confident that there is something greater. Maybe not an actual man in the sky, like, younger souls interpret God to be, or this being that's casting judgment, like younger souls tend to think and to believe, and it's, perfect for their soul's development. But you help to remind people that there are benign forces at work at all times, and to not resist those benign forces, and how it's all here to usher us into, with the perspective, it shows me that you help people see from the lens of the soul more than you do the lens of the personality and the ego. But you also recognize that the ego is necessary, and because you're not so attached to the ego, to your avatar is another way of saying that, your earthly form, it's like what you do seems so much more effortless when you do it. Okay, next we have Summer, bask in joy and light. You help people enjoy life, right? You help people remember what life can be about. You help people feel that everything's going to be okay. There's something about your expression that allows people to just feel at peace with themselves, just being. Okay, something about, there's something here about you're very calm. Your energy feels very meditative to be around. You're a good listener. You're someone that is just, I feel like you would make the most of life no matter where you are, just because your lens of perception, just because you really, this whole journey, the spiritual journey, the journey of life is about expanding perception. This whole thing is a game of perception. The more expanded perception you have, the more you're seeing closer to the eyes of God, and you feel more free. And so it doesn't matter what you're doing. You'll feel good when you're doing it, because your perception, your field, your frequency is vibrating at a level where it's less, you're in the kingdom already, in the world but not of it, right? Seek ye first the kingdom and all else is added. That's why you're so graceful, because you seek the internal peace, and you've been doing the inner work long enough, de-shackling yourself from karma long enough that you can be in a place that it doesn't matter what's happening. You're going to be good. That life has got you. It's going to unfold perfectly. Lastly, we have great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. I was feeling, look at that, Dev. I was feeling that you are here to be a great teacher. Very similar codes to pile number 1. If you were drawn to that pile, I would most certainly say go check it out. But yeah, you're a master. You're here to be a master. That's the role you're here to play. You are here to be a great teacher in the lives of others. Great spiritual teacher. Great teacher. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're here to be a leader. You're here to expand people's horizons. You bring a lot of hope into the lives of others. You're very real. You're very authentic. You show that no matter what happens in life, it's all here to shape you. It's all here to grow you. You help people see their life through the spiritual lens, which again, the more you're doing that, the more you're extracting the nutrients from all of your life's experiences. And, you're doing God's work on this planet, helping people see through the lens of the soul and to integrate their soul's lessons and to see life as, a university, to see life as something that is on our side and that's never punishing us. Again, you're helping people zoom out and get away from that, pasting man's image on God versus God's image on man, or the universe's image on man, right? A lot of the time it's been man pasting their own assumptions or their own sense of limitation onto this infinite force, that is just so all pervasive and permeable. And just when you really think about the human experience and all the things that make it possible for us to even be here, but for you to see this reading right now through the screen, through time and space, for us to just be existing is so incredible. I almost dropped an F-bomb. It's been a while, but it's so incredible. So I feel that you're just very cosmic, kind of soul, kind of being, and you help remind people and remember, you just help, you zoom it way out. Great teacher, man. Really powerful codes you have. We have the Fool. Yeah, the role you're here to help, the role you're here to play in the lives of others is to show people anything is possible when you're aligning my will to thy will. When you're surrendering my will to thy will, anything becomes possible. And it's the level that anything is possible, but not driven by the ego, where then we want to create this life that looks good on paper. But it's anything is possible, but you're at a level of wisdom where you're but I just want to honor the role I'm here to play, because I know that's what's going to bring me the most amount of fulfillment, is when I'm honoring my soul's blueprint, when I'm not trying to force things into place that aren't meant for me, when I'm not trying to live a life, be the CEO and have all the things that maybe I'm not meant to have in this life, but it's, again, first being dope and good with you. It's so crazy that I was quite quoting the Bible so much in this one, because this gives me strong Jesus vibes, if I'm totally honest. Well, just how most people portray Jesus, as a light-skinned person. Okay, all of that doesn't matter, but I was just getting Jesus vibes from this. And you yeah, damn it, that tangent kind of took me off what I was getting at. But you help people. Yeah, it's that polarity of seeking first the kingdom and not laying your treasures up where moth and dust will corrupt, and really, looking within first, and then everything without becomes more possible, because, there's no force that is as unstoppable as someone that is leaning into what they're here for, that is leaning into their soul's purpose. And so why would you want any other path anyways? It's the path, it will be cleared for you. It is cleared for you. And because it's literally part of your plan, part of your blueprint, it's going to feel the best anyways. So that's why it's so easy for you to relinquish your ego more and more. And what you're here to teach other people, and to take those risks, because they're not actually risky. The greatest risk is not taking the risk that is calling to you. The greatest risk is not taking the risk that feels like it's part of the fabric of who you came here to be. That's the greatest risk. And so this Fool energy, what you're here to teach other people through your own embodiment, is we're going for it, man. Because when I'm leaning in alignment with my purpose, there is nothing that's going to stop me, right? Nothing can stop me. That's that unstoppable energy. That's the hard to keep up with energy, because you're on a very accelerated path, because you're leaning into it, right? Intuition, into it. You're leaning into it. And because so, you're on an accelerated path. You're not taking detours. You're not resisting where life is trying to take you. You're seeing that wave. You're catching it as it's coming. And it's drawing you so quickly in the places you need to be, meeting the people you need to meet, etc. Judgment. Hell yeah. I love that came up. Hell yeah. Love when it ties together like that, because most certainly this is really coming into who you are. Definitely the emoji for this group is the dove, for fucking sure. Oh, there's the F-bomb. Sorry, y'all. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've dropped one. So it was necessary. A properly placed F-bomb just drives the message home. And this is a powerful message, honestly, to be driven. And, you guys are really doing God's work on this planet. You're doing soul's work. You're doing the work, just like pile number 1. Go check it out, man. Like, you're really here setting people free, true freedom. You're the role you play in the lives of others is a great teacher. You're helping point people in the direction of freedom. You're helping people expand their consciousness, expand their lens of perception, expand their awareness, and you're doing it so graciously, so gracefully. You're doing it in such a grounded way. You're doing it in a way that just like, yes, people feel your fire, but you're also someone that is just so real, so easy to be around, so caring, so generous, and you help reawaken the spirit in others. You are an activator. You're just reactivating the divine spark in other people that all of us have. You're just breathing, putting the necessary oxygen and force and fuel into that flame just by being who you are. You're so inspiring to be around. Great teacher is true. Great spiritual teacher, great master. Been doing this many, many times. A gift to planet Earth, honestly, to the people of Earth for sure. And yeah, this is so beautiful. So thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the work for yourself, for helping set other people free. And yeah, this is badass. You guys are badass. If this was your pile, leave a dove down below, this little dove emoji. And yeah, if anything else comes up, feel free to share that with the fam, the soul fam down below. We're all in a similar path for sure. And hope to see you soon. Much love. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading about the value you bring to the lives of others. These readings have been lit. I'm so stoked for this. The sections that came through last minute. Like, I knew that I wanted to do a value spread, but right before, like minutes before I hit record on group number 1, the sections came through. And so the different aspects of this reading today is how people see you or their first impression of you, how you make others feel, and lastly, the main role you're here to play in the lives of others. Okay, so you can stick around for the shuffling portion or head to my description box and jump straight ahead into the reading. Okay, so we're calling upon the guides that are overseeing the group of souls drawn to this pile today, pile number 3. How do people see pile number 3? What's their first impression of this group? Oh my God, you're kidding me. There's no way this came up in every single group. Do I even need to do this group? Like, there's no way. The people drawn to my channel, oh my gosh, I'm so honored to be existing with you guys. I cannot believe this literally came up in every single pile. Whoa, okay. Beautiful. Love to see it. Love to hear it. We'll see. You guys might have to watch all of the videos, right? Because if people chose just group number 1, they're just getting that. If people chose group number 2, they're getting 1 and 2. But we'll see. Before I get ahead of myself, this is crazy. If people chose group number 3, they're getting all the readings. Okay, so how people see group number 3, their first impression. How people see group number 3. Okay, next is how does group number 3 make others feel, please? How does group number 3 make others feel? How does group 3 make others feel, please? And lastly, we are asking the main role that group number 3 plays in the lives of others. The main role group 3 plays in the lives of others. Anything else? Main role. Anything else? Okay. Main role group. All right, let's get into this. How people see you, your first impression. We're going to start with spider since that's what all the other groups started with today. So beautiful. So yeah, if you didn't catch that in my shuffling, if you skipped right into this, every pile has had the spider come up. So if people just chose group 1, they're just getting group 1. If people chose group 2, they're getting group 2 and 1. If they chose group 3, y'all are probably going to get group 1, 2, and 3. I feel as bold to say that like now in the beginning, but this is just crazy. This goes to show the type of souls that are drawn to this channel. We are all at similar points in our path and our evolution is really what I'm feeling. People's first impression of you is you just go with the flow, man. And you flow in the direction that might not make sense to other people all the time, but it makes sense to you. And you're so in tune with your soul's resonance that you don't question it. And you don't care if it doesn't make sense or not to other people, because you know that there's the divine is weaving a web of destiny for you, and it's by following the natural course of things, by following this natural unfolding, this natural flow, you're going to end up where you need to be when you need to be there, no sooner, no later. Okay, so very powerful beings that are drawn to these groups, to these piles. I feel like you're very in tune with your emotions. You have a deep connection to your emotional guidance system, your heart. And yeah, you're just very admirable. People just assume you have things going for you, that you have a lot going on, and that you move with intention, you move with purpose, you move with dignity, and you're someone that people can trust. Let's get deeper with the tarot. We have 7 of Wands. Yeah, you're committed. When you have something, your eye on something, you're committed to it. You're committed to a higher purpose. You're committed to truth over being consistent. The fish is kind of like willy-nilly. You never know what you're going to get, right? And to others on the outside, it might seem like you're kind of all over the place, but you know you're just following the web. You know you're just following that breadcrumb trail that spirit is leaving for you. So although on the outside it might seem that you're not really committed to just one thing in particular, you're committed to your truth above being consistent externally, above being consistent for the sake of anyone else. Right? We have 3 of Cups, so people think you're a joy to be around. Everyone is very socially inept. Wait, is that? No, inept is bad. You're very socially good. Most of the people drawn to this, just even if you don't think that, people enjoy being around you because you're very real, you're relatable. People assume that you're fun to party with, that you're fun to hang out with, you're fun to just be around. You're a pretty dope human is what I'm getting overall. Yeah, you move with intention, you move with a purpose. People, how they see you, their first impression is that you're famous, or that you, I don't know, maybe you are in some way well known. People respect the work that you put out. They respect just who you are, and you're just, there's deep respect that people have for you. And you're someone that people see as a guide in some way. The star reminds me of the North Star. So you help guide other people home to themselves, and to also understanding the nature of their soul and the nature of why they are here. And yeah, you're just so fun to be around on so many levels, because you have fun. People know that they're gonna become a better version of themselves around you, and they also know that they're just gonna feel good about life, right, when they're around you, and just honoring the cards that are in their hands, versus wishing life was different. Next, we have the World. So people's first impression is that you're well-traveled, that you can have anything in life, you can go anywhere, you can be anyone. People assume that you're well-known around the world, and that you are an old soul, because I am getting a sense of completion. You've done a lot, you've achieved a lot, but at the same time, you're just getting started. But yeah, I feel their first impression is that you have it all, that you I don't know, the way you carry yourself, the way that you're driven, your sense of purpose, your sense of fulfillment. They're this person is complete in and of themselves. And lastly, we have the 8 of Wands. So a lot of quick moving energy people get from you, fast moving energy. They also assume that you got a lot of people up in your DMs wanting to talk to you, wanting to meet you, wanting to know you. You're just, again, have a lot going on. I feel it's just what people assume. You're neither here nor there, but you're everywhere at the same time. And yeah, you're just someone that just has a lot of power. You're a very powerful being. And I feel you have your fingers in maybe several aspects. You do a little bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but it all ties into this overall web that is being woven through you. Okay, so great first impression, to say the least. So how you make others feel. The Lover. Oh my God. Yeah. Definitely very similar to all the other bios so far. They all have their own unique flavors for sure. But the Lover, you make people like really want to be with you. And I almost even said people want to be you, but it's not in a cocky way. It's just that you're kind of a nice archetype of what people want to embody more of, and that's just themselves, right? You're so yourself that people think it's like, oh, I want to be this, I want to be pile number 3, but it's like they just want access to what you're feeling that makes you be able to be so you. You're an ideal lover, you're an ideal partner. You make people feel that that you just awaken a love within them. And even if it's like, even platonically, I just feel that people feel that there's a loyalty here, and that like I always got your back, and that there's like a sweetness in your communications with other people. I'm seeing this at the pearl, the throat chakra. And so you just communicate like very poetically. I wouldn't be surprised if like words of affirmation is one of your love languages, because you're very well at expressing in some way. Maybe I really feel like it would have to do with words, expressing to people what they mean to you in your life. And we have the Seed coming up in reverse, how you make others feel, and we have the Flame. Yeah, you remind people that to just be aware of like what level they're creating from, right? And are they seeding things in fear? Or are they seeding things in truth? Okay, great spiritual teachers that are drawn to this pile, or that are drawn to this channel or this reading, at least today. And yeah, you make people remember, or how you make people feel. You make them feel that their biggest aspirations are possible. You make people feel not so alone in the darkness that they've experienced. And you remind people that they are also here to bear the torch for others. You remind people that they have a seed of divinity in them. And they feel that seed when they're around you. They feel you help people, like being in your presence makes people feel more connected to something greater, because you have such an open channel to your higher self and to the higher, realms, higher dimensions. I just saw 1111 the second I looked up. So yeah, so much here about awakening, right? You help awaken. Yeah, you help awaken the seed of divinity. You help people. You're one of the reasons why people go through their initial awakenings, or you're someone that like people go to once they start going through their initial awakenings and trying to navigate the darkness that can be, the confusion that can be the spiritual journey. Why do I feel so disconnected from life? Why do I feel like I don't want all the things other people seem to want? Why do I feel so different from other people? Why do I feel like I'm not okay just going to a job and, keeping up with the Joneses like everyone else? Okay, yeah, because you're a spiritual being having a human experience. You help people remember their divinity. You help make people feel more divine and help them feel like they have the tools to navigate this, and that everything they're experiencing is normal. Next, we have 4 of Cups, how you make others feel. We have 4 of Cups. We have 4 of Swords, lots of 4s. 4s are caution cards. Okay, next we have 5 of Cups. Yeah, there's a lot here about moving through grief and helping people feel like understood with what they've been through and who they are. They feel like they can really be their full selves and like really open their hearts to you and like open up about experiences that might be hard for them to open up to most people about. We have Death. We have 3 of Cups coming up again, so that's a very significant energy in this reading. If you want to learn more about the 3 of Cups, highly recommend doing like a Google or something, seeing what resonates, but that's a strong archetype that continues to come up in your reading. And lastly, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So you make other people feel that they're worth it, that everything that they've been through has only been here to transform them into something greater. You help other people feel that their suffering is not for no reason, and that their suffering is not a punishment. You help people feel that it's all here to aid them in becoming who they're meant to be. You help people feel that, yeah, their darkness is not for no reason, and that their darkness actually is part of the light that they are here to bring to other people, that they're here to bring to the planet. You make people feel like it's okay to let go of things that are done, of things that have not worked out maybe the way that they thought, of seeds that didn't sprout maybe in the way that they wanted them to, or maybe they didn't sprout at all. And you help people have this kind of like trust of life, right? This caution with this 4 energy coming up, caution is just like not treading so heavily on light, treading lightly, and really only saying yes to those things that we feel like that we deserve. And sometimes saying yes to things that we deserve feels, causes imposter syndrome. Okay, so overall, I just feel like you're a friend to people. You make people feel like, this has come up in all the piles, but like they belong somewhere, and that someone gets them, someone understands them, and that, they're going to be good. Grief. There's a lot here about how you make people feel. You help others move through grief or move through darkness, understand the dark night of the soul in some ways. Okay, so the main role you're here to play in the lives of others. Seas of Mintanka, that also came up in pile 1. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light, again, with all this death energy, kind of like Scorpio energy too is what I'm getting from this. You definitely help people to... Did this come up in pile number 1? I'm not sure if it did, actually, now. Anyways, doesn't really matter. But you just, again, help people understand their darkness. I'm hearing the quote, it's Bashar, an entity, so it's a channeled message. But Bashar often says, the farther, like it's the rubber band effect, the farther you drag or you pull a rubber band back into darkness, when you let go of that tension, the faster and the farther it's going to fling into the light. And so I feel like through your own experiences, you inspire other people. I am seeing a lot of darkness here too, You're very inspiring to people in terms of what you've been through. And you kind of are the archetype of like, wow, if that person, they really experienced that. Like, I feel like because people see you as so confident, they don't see what it's taken to get there. They don't see all the battles that you lost behind closed doors, and all the times that you felt like you weren't confident, and all the times where, the seeds didn't sprout how you wanted them to, and you saw things going one way, you saw yourself carrying yourself one way, and then, you left maybe feeling like ashamed or embarrassed or not good enough. And so people just see this polished version of you, and I feel like the role you play in other people's lives is you're very real about what it's taken you to get there. And so it also helps people feel like, wow, okay, they did that. They started there, now they're there. I can do that as well. In whatever ways applies to them. The Courageous Peony, this is one of my favorite decks or card in this entire deck. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. This in the book starts off with the sentence is like, the flower doesn't open or close depending on who walks by. So you're so yourself, right? You're so, I know who I came here to be. Maybe it hasn't always felt that way, but now you're there. You're so just like, this is who I am, and I'm not going to try to like fit myself in any box for anyone else's sake. This is who I came to be, and this is who I am. And more that, you're releasing this beautiful fragrance that can't help but draw the pieces together in a perfect way. And so you just help other people just be fully themselves through you honoring yourself fully. And I feel that you don't have this judgmental air about you. You're very perceptive, right? I get that you probably see a lot of layers to other people, and you also have your psychic abilities active, so you can see into other people. You can like kind of read their soul, their blueprint as well, but you don't judge them, right? You just kind of let people be who they are, and that gives people permission to be who they are. Funny how that works, right? When we're not judging people, they're like, oh, who I am is okay. And that's the greatest gift you can give to someone else. And the only way we can truly give that gift to someone else is because that's how we see ourselves, right? We can only invite people into a space to the degree that we've gone into that space. And so I feel like you're going deeper and deeper into your own self-acceptance and allowing other people to accept themselves as well. Air Guardian, shift your perception. Yeah, for sure. This very, very much so continues to come up. You help people see through a wider scope. You help people understand that if they are in some way, that if they are feeling contracted or limited about a certain idea, that they're probably seeing through a lens of lack, or the lens of the ego, or the lens of the devil, right? That's essentially what the devil is. God is like the higher self, spirit, the divine, right? And the devil is like the ego, or the limited self, right? The higher mind and the lower mind. God, devil, right? That's how I see it. And so you help people see more through the eyes of God, and to make decisions more from that level and not necessarily from the limited egoic mind. Next, we have Druid, hold the space. Yeah, didn't that come up? Like you are just a very spacious individual. You allow people to come up for air. As Ram Dass would say, a very beautiful spiritual teacher would often say, like, the more you work on yourself, the more you are a space where people can breathe, where people can come up for air. So another way of saying that, you relate to yourself and other people so much more from the level of the soul, even though you can acknowledge their personality, you can acknowledge their ego, their vehicle, who they came here to be on the level of the 3D, because you relate so much from the level of the soul and like soul's lessons and what am I here to learn? What is my journey? What is my dharma? What is my purpose? You also invite other people to release some of their hyper-identification with their ego, right? Which allows them to tell a different narrative that's more in alignment, in greater alignment, that's more free, that's more going to allow the space and the clarity for them to align with timelines that are much more parallel and much more reflective of their soul's plan, their soul's blueprint. So the role you play in the lives of others, death. Yeah, there's a big fear of release, or that people may tend to have, or the journey of transformation, or the journey of what it takes to like really, you know, you're so about your dharma and you're very intentional about your soul's purpose, and that path is going to grow you the most. And so that path is going to be the most uncomfortable. And so you help people in some way, like the role you play in the lives of others is to kind of normalize the journey of growth. I was just telling an instructor the other day, a fitness instructor, we're leading this like warm up for a race that's happening here locally. And she's kind of a newer instructor. I taught for 3.5 years and then I took a 2-year break. And so I'm just like barely a month in, not even a month in of teaching again yet, but you know, it feels like I never left. And so she was like, yeah, I'm just like so nervous. I'm getting a lot of imposter syndrome. And I'm like, that's a good thing. Imposter syndrome is a good sign, because it's like you've grown out of a pair of shoes, right? It's like your shoes that you're currently in are too tight. We're too comfortable, right? It's like that discomfort that comes with just like being too comfortable, like not expanding our zone of growth, not leaning into that edge. And so I was like, if we're not feeling imposter syndrome, you know, frequently at some points in life, that's like a cause of concern. So it's a good thing. Imposter syndrome is a good thing. That means you're stepping in greater alignment in the direction of your soul's plan, in the direction of your North Star, in the direction of your highest timeline. So you help other people come to terms with that, understand that, and you help normalize the discomfort and the awkwardness and all of those things that come along with just, you know, expansion. Next, we have the 10 of Pentacles. You help people, the role you're here to play, you're a teacher, you're a guide, you belong to some sort of community, you're creating a community, you could even belong to multiple communities, you know, that seem to have no overlays, but there's a similar undertone to everything you do in life, to all the places you're drawn to. It's Dharma. You're drawn to people that are dharmic in nature, dharmic warriors as well. People that are also relating much more from the level of the soul, the lens of the soul, older souls, right? Versus, you know, younger souls just naturally tend to see from a more egoic, limited perception. So you have a community of older souls you're also connected with. You also have a community of younger souls and mature souls, everywhere in between. You don't care at the end of the day. You see it, we're all one, right? But just community is definitely a highlight here. Next, we have the Mother of Swords, the Queen of Swords. We have the 10 of Swords, and we have the Ace of Cups. So you help people see that every ending is always a beginning in a new direction. And as long as we're following our heart, that we're going to end up where we need to end up, and we're not going to be disappointed by where we end up. You're very communicative, how you express the role you play, very maternal, very teacher-like, right? Very teacher-esque, wisdom, right? Expressing wisdom from a very loving place. And you help awaken people's heart. You help people open their hearts, or at least to see the value in opening the heart and seeing how that is directly linked to our soul's blueprint. It's directly linked to our emotional guidance system, to our intuition. And so you really help to show people, but through example and the space you hold and the reminders you give, that our hearts, keeping them open is a game changer, and how things can unfold seamlessly, dare I say seamlessly, when we're existing on this planet with an open heart. Which, saying that, you know, easier to say, easier in theory, but in practice it can be more challenging when we've experienced heartbreak, when we have experienced loss, when we have experienced things that didn't necessarily go how we thought that they would, and we were disappointed, or it, something happened that stroked a wound of unworthiness within us. And so the role that you play for other people is, I wouldn't be surprised if you're expressing this in some sort of way, but very wise teacher, someone that just helps people honor the flow, the natural unfolding of life, and to not get so caught up in this one incarnation, and to remember that this is a journey. This one life is a journey, but it's a journey of lifetimes, hundreds and thousands, and you really help people connect to their divine self, their divine nature, and taking all of those heavy aspects of life and letting it be what alchemizes them into their greatness, taking something of like little value, right, like silver or something, and through the heat, alchemization, transformation, the heat, the pressure of life, we're created into something much more of greater value. And another way of saying that is just taking everything in life and using it as a vehicle of liberation. We can go both ways. We can take everything in life and use it as a way to feel like a victim, and as a way to deepen our karma and to make us become more shackled, or we can use everything to set us free. And that is the role you were teaching and playing in the lives of others, using everything in life to set us free, and seeing how there are, in fact, many benign forces that are always guiding us into our greatest liberation, into our highest timelines. And we're not taking the bait of the limited mind. We're not taking the bait of the ego, of the devil. And consistently, if it doesn't feel expansive, it must not be true, right? If it doesn't feel expansive, it must not be how my higher self sees things. If it doesn't feel expansive, exciting, loving, it must not be for me, right? Understanding the soul's signature, the soul's frequency, and then merging with that, moving in alignment with that, no matter how unique it might look to you. And in so doing, you allow people to honor their uniqueness. And this is what a beautiful community is made of, is people that are all playing their individual roles perfectly, and in a way that becomes harmonious to the whole, harmonious to the divine in general. So this is so beautiful. If this was your group today, please, let's see, what are we going to leave below? If this was your group, let's go ahead and leave a star down below if you chose this. Thank you for being here. Yeah, leave a comment, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to check out Ana Luisa. I love this brand so much, their sustainability efforts. This is a brand that I do stand behind. I love their products personally, and these are things that I would love to give to other people, that if you have gifts, ideas in mind for other people, or you're not sure, you have someone in your life that likes adornment, I highly recommend checking out this brand. They are here for the planet, and they are here for the people. And I hope to see you guys on my channel again soon. Much love.